What's going on, guys? So last month I shared the progress on my procedural cave grid system. And this month I worked on creating and adding the final cave objects, such as a 3x3 broken elevator that can be fixed and used once reached. While working through this, I realized I needed a similar grid system that could solve many of the issues I was facing with the village and indoor scenes. For example, the player could pick up rocks and place them anywhere, meaning the player could potentially block spawn entry, exit points, or paths, place rocks through heightened terrain, or even intersect other objects. In addition, when placing crafted objects or buildings, there really needs to be some kind of snap-to-grid feature. Without this, it can become very frustrating for the player trying to perfectly align objects such as fences. So I started by creating 100 by 100 grid in Google Sheets, and I first mapped out the main pathway to ensure objects won't spawn there. I then mapped out the quarry area, where a majority of rocks will be at the start of the game. I decided to make small rocks 1 by 1 and large rocks 2 by 2, then randomly spawn them in the designated quarry area. Once placed, the tile as well as adjacent tiles become occupied. Once objects are destroyed or removed from the grid, the tiles will become unoccupied again and you could place objects there. Once I was happy with the rock spawn placement, I used a similar process to spawn other objects. This included trees, grass, mushrooms, and while doing this I also improved my shaders a bit, as well as the terrain textures. I then fooled around a bit with particle effects to create some falling leaves, as well as some fireflies. This added some life into the village and also introduced the player to inspectable insects, which can be caught once the net is acquired through a quest reward. After this, I readjusted all 75 object models in the game to fit the grid system. This included the buildings as well. Adjusting the sizing also led me into learning texture painting and adding a cool animation when opening a treasure chest. I learned some new animation techniques such as squash and stretch to give the chest a more lively animated and cartoon-like feel rather than just your standard open lid animation which I had previously. Finally, I thought of different ways of providing rewards to the player without needing to open a chest or speak to an NPC. This led me to modeling and texture painting a mailbox, which access will be granted to the player upon fixing the abandoned cottage. As the player completes achievements, they may get rewards or information through mail. Mail may come from NPCs they had previously met, new NPCs, or even anonymous senders. Not everyone likes that you are fixing things or helping out NPCs in the village, so you may be warned as you get further into the game. So this is mainly what I completed in September, and for October my goals are as follows. Create UI for controller and PC to allow the player to use the cave elevator once fixed. This will be every 5 levels. Number 2 is going to be create a grid system for the player housing, which solves a lot of the issues. The only other issue is that you shouldn't be able to dig into floor tiles, but you should be able to place objects there. So I just have to add a little bit extra functionality. Number 3 is going to be create default indoor data with new furniture items the player can interact with upon entering. So I'm thinking maybe a broken light, a bed, something simple that the player can interact with. Maybe a little bit of a reward for unlocking the house. Number 4 is finish and implement the mail system that I created to allow for rewards when certain achievements are completed. I'm probably going to do this through an event system to trigger and send the player a mail with either gold or item reward upon achieving it. Number 5 is going to be set triggers for all achievements in the demo. For example, fix the broken elevator or reach level 10 of the cave, things like that. And then time permitting, I want to learn and create a very basic in-game cutscene to introduce the player to the game at start, rather than just assume that they know to talk to the first NPC that they're standing by. So that's it for now. As always, thanks for watching and following along with the journey. I'm making good progress here, and I really feel like I'm going in the right direction, and much quicker than I was before, as I'm learning new things and adapting. So thanks for watching.